Silver Impala was seen running a red light 2 blocks from the crime scene less than a minute after the 911 call was made. Coincidence? I believe not.
We know the owner?
Registered to a Tyler Z. Ellis.
Let's see what Mr. Ellis has to say.
Welcome back. That was, of course, a clip from Grimm, which airs tonight at 9 p.m. on CTV. And joining me in studio, you saw him there, Captain Renard himself, Sasha Roiz. Hey, we did it!
We did it! Look at us, huh? Finally.
It's great to see you, man.
Me too. I'm glad the restraining order is out of,
Yeah, well, there was like an expiry thing on it.
Yeah, no, it's good.
So we're good now, yeah.
Well, we'll keep the pillow in between just
What do you think of the pillow? Because I think it's your first time on our new set. So
this it's remarkable what it does for this set.
Yeah.
Because you kind of blend right into the couch, right?
Yeah, this visual albatross.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Well, you're not a visual albatross.
Oh,
that's
thanks.
a segue.
It's the nicest thing you've ever said to me.
So AJ and I have been interviewing you for years now, going back all the way to Caprica with your amazing performance as Sam Adama on that show. Before we dive into the specifics of Grimm, we were so stoked going back a few years when we found out you were cast. And Captain Renard is awesome on the show. What's it like, 3.5 seasons in to have been part of this show that's really, really taken off?
It's such a pleasure. The fan base keeps growing, and it's just a fun show. You know? There's a lightness to it all the time, which I think is what makes it so much fun. We always imbue it with a little bit of laughter, a little bit of light comedy, and even though it's such a dark show, so it's what makes it fun and palatable.
And so at this point, we've got 6 episodes left in season 3. Captain Renard has tracked down Adeline. Lots of stuff is happening.
Yeah.
What can you tell us about this back end of the season and where we're going? I know you can't spoil anything big, but
I wish I could spoil it for you. But I get the scripts like a couple of weeks before we shoot them, so even I don't really know. They keep things a surprise.
Is it a pleasure sometimes getting the scripts? Because there are a lot of twists in the show. So are you like, oh, cool?
Yeah, no, you get a lot of surprises, and no one's privy to anything before the scripts come. And like I said, it's only about a couple of weeks before we shoot, so I can't tell you too far down the line, but I could suspect that the baby will obviously be delivered.
Yeah.
Not by me necessarily, but it will be delivered, and it'll have a lot of definitely tumultuous effects on everybody, and then there's the wedding,
right?
The Monroe Rosalie thing, which is what we're kind of striving towards, and of course a lot of fallout from Nick's old, the accident that happened at the beginning of the season where he accidentally killed somebody, as you do. As you do.
Nick has a lot of drama following him around. Yeah.
So it's gonna, it's always going to, come to a head by the end of the season. I'm sure it'll be great.
Well, let's talk about the big screen for a second as well. Pompeii.
Yeah.
Really, really stoked that you're going to be part of that. What can you tell us about your character? Because we all obviously know the story of Mount Vesuvius, 79 AD. So how does this story and this movie kind of frame that tragedy?
Yeah, well, you know how it's going to end.
Right?
Yeah.
It's like Titanic, right?
Yeah, a little bit. And so it's Titanic with lava, basically, is what it is. A volcano and a love affair and a lot of gladiators and fighting and abs and swords and things like that.
Sorry, abs? You can slip in abs in there.
There's abs in there somewhere.
Excellent.
So we've got it all covered. But it's a huge blockbuster, end of the world, but just this great sets and fighting sequences.
Yeah.
And it was so much fun. We filmed it here for 3 months. And I had a great time coming back to Toronto. Yeah, just had a great time. It was physically so demanding, though. It was one of the hardest things I've ever had to do.
And did you like working with Paul W.S. Anderson? Obviously, the man who gave us the Resident Evil franchise.
Yeah, he's a mad genius. He's, just nonstop. I don't know where he finds his energy. Just shows up every day with this huge grin because he's so excited to be working and running around. And, it's amazing when you work with somebody who's got such a clear vision because you're just you're doing a lot of green screen, a lot of, you're basically going through the motions, trying to fulfill his vision, and then at the end when he showed us, after the special effects were put in and it's brilliant. You're like, this guy's had this vision all along, just kind of guiding you towards it.
So cool.
Yeah, really good.
And your character is Proculus. Would Proculus and Captain Renard from Grimm get along? Would they be buddies?
Absolutely. They're both such badasses, but they would they have some similarities for sure. They're brooding types. Proculus
as you are.
As am I, absolutely. Oh, if you only knew.
Proculus was a real guy, though, right?
I don't know if it was a real guy, but based on a lot of characters of that time. You know? So he was a real embodiment of everything that is Roman. So whenever we needed to teach the locals or the gladiators, the barbarians, a lesson, they would send Proculus in, and he was just in this refined, or I don't know if you have an image or not, but it's this refined armor and, just this sort of dignity that he has and he brings from Rome. And it's just, brutal character.
Can't wait to see it. We actually did a bit of research online, and we found a character, you know, obviously somebody came up with a rendering, or if he was a real guy, and we thought that looked a bit like you, so that's Proculus there. But then we were actually saying that the person that's with them, which we later found out is actually a woman, kind of looks like me, so could we recreate this photo?
This is uncanny how much it looks
you and
like
I, it looks like Proculus has some sort of like piece of paper or something rolled up.
Something under my chin over here.
I've got a straw.
Right?
It looks like.
Here
so if we could. There we go.
Oh my God! Look at us.
Does that work?
Yeah, this is. We've done it yet again.
Here we go. You're awesome. I'm an idiot. It was great to see you, man.
Good to see you too, man.
Yeah, congrats on all the success.
Thank
And be sure to check out the next episode of Grimm. It airs tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern on CTV. And Sasha, of course, will be playing Proculus in Pompeii. It hits theaters at the end of February. And stick around. We got more coming up after the break. Yes, sir.